Hi guys, good afternoon. So in the last session, we went with the version 2 route-based GRE site-to-site VPN, right? And that was between the routers. Today we'll go with the policy-based VPN, version 2 policy-based VPN between firewalls. Okay. So again, we will be using what? ASA firewalls here. Now let's directly jump into the lab. Between firewalls, it will be simple. Power of Kali. And we'll start the engine. Okay, EV is up. Admin, EV, close the lab. So today we'll go with question 2. This is a policy-based VPN. Policy-based. Site-to-site VPN between firewalls. Now here, two firewalls will take. So for firewalls, we'll take ASA, two ASs. Okay. Now this is site 1 ASA. On this side, we have site 2 ASA. Then we'll take routers. Three routers will take. Okay. This is site 1 inside. Site 2 inside. This will be as Z0 by 0 on the inside. Z0 by 0 on the inside. This is our ISP. This is site 1 inside. Inside. This one is site 2 inside. Okay. Let's power on all the devices. Then we'll take the network 11.110/24. On this side we'll have 12.110, right? Then after the IP addresses that we're going to have, so we can have this site 11.1.110. On this side we can have 12.1.110. On this side we can go with 11.1.1.1. On this side we can go with 12.1.1. Okay. And on the inside, we can use a network here. 10.1.1.0/24. On this side, 10.2.2.0/24. The IP address here, we can make it 10.1.1.10. This side also 10.2.2.10. Then on the R1 inside, we'll have 10.1.1.1. Here we'll have 10.2.2.2. This is done. Now, let's go for the basic configuration. Basic configuration. So first of all, let's say site 1 inside. Enable configuration terminal. Interface 0/0 the address. No that is not available here. Gateway will be 10.1.1.10. Okay, this is done for site 1 inside. Copy this configuration. go for site to insight. Host name will be site to insight. IP address will be 2.2.2. Route will be 2.2.10. Okay, this is done. Now ISP. So we go ISP, and we can go with the interface big 0/0 IP address. Note it down. This will be 0/1. This will be then we go name, then after 0/0 name it inside 10.1.1.10 255.255.255.0. Shut down. This is 0/1. Will be outside. This is 11.1.1.1. Done. Then there will be one route. And gateway will be 11.1.1. Yeah. This is done. Site one. Inside this will be 2.2.10. This will be 12.1.1.2. This will be 12.1.1.10. Done. Let's take an access. Site one inside. Site two inside. ISP. ASA site one. And ASA site. No. Mm. On ASAs, we don't need to say no. On ASAs, let's also give fix-up protocol IC. Not required because the traffic will pass through the tunnel. Okay. So copy site one inside. Copy site two inside. Copy ASA site one. then we have ASA site 2. Now first thing we will do, from inside we will test connectivity to the ASA, then from ASA to site 1 to site 2, public to public connectivity we will test. So from here also we will ping 10.1.1.10, able to ping, to ping 10.2.2.10. My gateway I'm able to ping. From ASA, I'll say ping 12.1.1. So these connectivities are there. That means I have connectivity from site 1 inside 2, ASA site 1, site 2 inside 2, ASA site 2, and from ASA site 1 to these all connectivities are there. Now, if I want to ping from 10.1.1.1 to 10.2.2.2, what I have to do? I have to transfer the traffic via tunnel. Okay. So let's go and configure the VPNs. So next thing here we will do is configure IKEv2 policy. Yes, site 1. Here we will do it, right? Now see here. In ASA, how we were configuring the IKE version 1? We were saying crypto. Now here I have both the options. But this time I'm configuring what? V2. So I'll say IKEv V2. Then after what we were giving? Policy. Okay. Policy. And then we used to give the number. Let's say 10. Then after in this, what do we configure? Encryption, integrity, and lifetime and DH group. Okay. And see, here in the IKE version 2, we have option to configure PRF also. Okay. So we can configure here PRF as well. So PRF, if you have not defined any integrity algorithm, it will use the PRF. Clear? Yeah. Okay. So now first thing we need to give, let's say encryption. So encryption, we have all the option 3 dash AES, AES 192, AES 256. Okay. So let's say we'll use AES 256. AES 256. This is the encryption I'm using here. Use one or more up to you. Whatever you configure first, let's say AES, you can, if you see again, if I give question mark now, AES 256 is not there. Same format it is. Okay. No. In IKE version 2, this is same. Even in other vendors, if you are going with the IKE version 1 also, you can configure multiple. Only Cisco doesn't allow. Okay. So encryption is AES 256. Then we can configure integrity. And in the integrity, you can configure, let's say, we will use SHA-256. Okay. Again, you can give multiple single up to you. Then group information. So group, it is supporting this time. In the IKE version 2, it is supporting 14 also. So we can give 14. We will go with the secure ones. Okay. Now I have configured encryption. I have configured group. I have configured integrity. Now two things more I can configure here, PRF and lifetime. So let's go with the PRF. Now PRF also same algorithms are there. So let's replace it with the SHA-256, what we will be actually using. Okay. Then after lifetime, we can configure. No, again, it's optional. If you do not give, it will take by default. Okay. So lifetime seconds, and how many seconds? Minimum is what? 120. So you can configure anything. 60. No, 60 we cannot configure. Here, this time minimum is what? 120. Okay. You can see here value 120. Okay. By default, whatever the default value that it will take, or else whatever you configure that it will take. So if you want that, okay, I want it to be like again 1 day only 24 hours, 86,400. This is done. So this is done. Now next thing, what we used to configure key, and here to configure the key, we used to use the command tunnel group. Correct. After the tunnel group, we used to have peer IP address. So what is my peer IP address? 12.112. Then after, we used to give the type. And remember, IPsec LAN to LAN VPN. So IPsec L12. That is LAN to LAN. This is done. Once IPsec L12 we give, then after we used to say tunnel group. Then again same. Then after we used to say IPsec attributes. Okay. Now IPsec attributes configured. Now see here. Under the IPsec attributes, this time not configuring IKE version 1, we are configuring IKE version 2. So we will say IKEv2. Then what is the option we are having? One is local authentication and another one is remote authentication. So I'll say IKE version 2 local authentication. What kind of authentication? Pre-shared key. And here we have to give the key. Okay. So this is local. So let's say I'll say Cisco 1. 0 also, if you do not give 0 also, direct if you type word also, this will be an alphanumeric key. And if you want to give 0, we can follow it with 0 also, not a problem. Same thing. Okay. This is clear. Now, same way here we have to configure, you must configure IKE version 2 remote authentication pre-shared key. So same command, IKEv2 remote authentication pre-shared key 0. And for the second side, we are using what? Cisco 2. Okay. This is done. Then exit from here. Key configure. After configuring key, what we configure? Phase 2 at least. Transform set. Now here transform set will be configured as a IPsec proposal. Okay. So you will say Web2, IKEv2, IKEv2. Okay. Web2, IKEv2. Sorry, yes, IPsec. IPsec. IKEv2. IPsec proposal. Okay. And we have to give a name to this proposal. Okay, give it any name, let's say drop one we will give. Once this is given, now under this proposal, what we can configure? We have exit option, okay, and we have help option, no option, and we have only protocol option. Hmm? No, that is when you see the packet capture. Okay. This is like, you know, what we have configured IPsec proposal. This is basically kind of your transform set only. Okay. So here we have, see, these three options. Like if you want IPsec policy configuration command help, you can type in help, or else directly we have only one option, protocol. Okay. So I'll say protocol. Now, what is the protocol we can use? See here in the IKE version 2, ESP only. We don't have here, right? ESP. Then what I want to define? Integrity and encryption. So first of all, let's go with the encryption. Now again, all the different mechanisms are there. What is the phase 2 encryption mechanism you want to use? So let's say we'll go with the secure one, AES-256. Done. Same way, same command. Integrity, and we will use SHA-256. Once you have given this, phase 1 configuration done. I mean, we configured a Haggle process, we configured key, we configured transform set. Next thing is what? Access list. Now we will configure access list. So exit. Then you will see access list. Let's call it tunnel. Access list tunnel, permit, IP, and from either you can use host or we can use entire network again, because behind the firewall we will have entire network on. So you can say the traffic is going from 10.1.1.0, 255.255.255.0 to 10.2.2.0, 255.255.255.0. This is done. Now, once you have configured access list, next thing is what? Crypto map, right? So you will see crypto map C map. Then we will give a number 10. Then after what we will say IPsec. Is it? First of all, set the peer. Set peer, because in ASA what we do, we directly give it, right? So my peer is 12.1.1.2. Then we set transform set also we set, right? So here set, and let's go with IKev2. Okay. And this time not pre-shared key, IPsec proposal. And what is the name of the proposal? Top one. This is done. So this is our transform set also attached. Other than that, we match the access list, right? Crypto map C map, then match address, and the access list name is tunnel. This is done. Then crypto map C map interface outside. This is done. Now show history. So from here to here, this is all the configuration. This is clear. Same thing on the side 2 also. Cisco 1, Cisco 2. And this is on the side 2. We are not change. Here IP will change. Proposal will not change. Keys will change. This will become 2. This will become 1. Proposal not change in the access list. Source will become destination. Destination will become source. And then again, peer will change. Anything else? Copy. And this is the ASA side 2. Let me also capture the packets on the Z0/1 interface. Okay. Done. But do I get here ISACamp is on or anything? No. Why? Because here we know that ISACamp or IKE is not by default enabled, right? So we have to enable it. So what will say? Crypto IKev2. Then we have to say enable on which interface you want to enable? Outside. Okay. On this side, crypto IKEv2 enable outside enabled. Okay, let's try to be. And also let me check. Show crypto IKEv2 ASIC. There are no ASIC because it tunnel will be initiated when you generate the traffic. This is a policy-based VPN. Let's try to generate the traffic. I'll say ping 10.2.2.2 source 10.1.1.1. IK say init, SA init, authentication. For message exchange, traffic is under the ESP. Okay, now we can verify that you can see that status of the tunnel is up and active. Okay, how many child essays are there? One child essay is there. This is the session ID 1. Okay, then the tunnel is from 11.1.1 port number 500 to 12.1.1.2 port number 500. This is the local selector. That means from here the traffic is going to this network. Okay, 10.2.2.0/24. Okay, authentication is pre-shared. Then Duffy-Hellman is 14, hashing algorithm SHA-256. Key size of the encryption algorithm is AES. So encryption algorithm is AES 256 and authentication verified pre-shared. Clear? And this is the lifetime, what we have configured, 86,400, and how long it has been active. Okay. Then you can check show crypto IPsec basic. This is the IPsec information. We have inbound ESP, outbound ESPSs. This is the access list. Okay, this is the access list, and this is the local identity. This is the remote identity. Number of packets, you can see encapsulated, encrypted, and digested, decapsulated, decrypted, and verified. Okay, crypto map tag is CMAP, sequence number is 10. This is the local identity. Okay, so now everything is okay. This is, you can see 4 messages, same like yesterday. Any doubt? No. Online people? Any doubt? No. Online people are not speaking. Okay. So this was your IKEv2 policy-based site-to-site VPN between firewalls. Clear? Okay. Other firewalls will be graphical. No, in other firewalls, like I said, graphical will be there. So you don't have to type in any command. That is the best part there. Like FTD also. Then how can we create FTD? Like we can integrate site-to-site VPN using FTD. Haven't you attended FTD? In FTD, I have explained how to configure site-to-site VPN. In place of this, you can use FTD, no problem. Yes, we can see no problem. But for site-to-site VPN between FTDs, we will require 2 FTDs. That will take a long time to come up. Okay, we have seen in the HA lab. In one time, they will not even integrate with the F1C. So still, let me show you the options where it will be available. You just allow this FMC to come up. So like in the menu, the FTD already. You don't have PSA not really being used right now, other than Cisco exams. Nobody uses because your FTDs they are managed via FMC. No, VPN you don't have to configure without FMC. Okay. There you will get clear options. You just have to select site one or IKE version one, IKE version two. This way you have to select. Then what are the encryption algorithm? All the options they will show you. You just have to check mark. That's it. This is the configuration. Let's save it. IKEv2 policy site to site VPN. Okay, allow it to come up. I'll get some water. Okay, FMC is up. Some processes are starting. Now, when you have an FMC, in that case, what will happen? That both sites, okay, your site 1, site 2, all the site firewalls will be added to the FMC. Okay. Then once you have the FMC, then you will click here on like if you see in the device management for an example. Okay. So here I'll have 2 firewalls. These are the 2 firewalls. Okay, but right now they are in HA. Okay. Here site to site option you have to select. Just click on add VPN, FTD. Do you see here directly I get whether I want point to point, hub and spoke, full mesh. What kind of VPN I want to configure, IKE version that I want to use, version 1 and version 2. So here node A and node B. Here what I have to do, here I have to select my devices, that which is my site 1, site 2. Once you select this, now in the IKE version 1 or IKE version 2, so right now what I'm using, IKE version 2. In the IKE version 2, now what are the policies I want to use? See here. I have AES GCM null SHA, AES with SHA, and reads with SHA. If you want to create your own, you can select your policy. That what is the integrity algorithm? Let's say you want SHA 256. Let's say this is, I'll name it my policy. Okay. This is my policy. I want to add SHA 256 hashing algorithm. Then AES 256 is my encryption algorithm. And PRF also SHA 256, Diffie-Hellman group. Okay. No comments. Just select all these things, save this policy. And here, now you have to select my policy. Then after, what is the authentication type? So right now we have selected pre-shared automatic key. One is if you want to manually give the keys, here you will give the keys. Okay. Then proposal, IPsec. So mode is whether tunnel or transport. Okay, how it is. So right now it is tunnel mode. Now what are the IPsec proposals you want to use? So if you want to, now based on it, AES SHA, DES SHA1, AES GCM, what do you want to use? Again, here also, if you want to decide, you can decide what is the hashing algorithm, what is the encryption algorithm. Same thing you can see that in here, when we were creating transform set, we gave only encryption and integrity only, 2 algorithms. And these algorithms earlier we selected. Okay. Then once you have selected the IPsec proposal, then after you can decide the lifetime. Okay. You can decide the lifetime here. And if you have some advanced things to enable, like what should be threshold, what should be the retry interval, that means some other parameters if you want to modify. From here, you can modify IKE parameters, IPsec parameters, and tunnel parameters. Okay. Once this is done, save it. And from here, you just save the configuration, like this limit test. And I would say Cisco 1. Cisco 1. Okay. Endpoint. So I need 2 firewalls for this, site 1 and site 2. Both I will add here. I can save this policy and then I can deploy the changes in the firewalls. Automatically, your VPN will be configured. So when it, if one side is firewall and if one side is another side is not firewall, you have to select the device name here, on which interface it is connected. Okay. What is the IP address of the device? Now, what is the connection type bidirectional? Certificate if you have, and what are the networks protected. It doesn't have to be a firewall. You can add it. Okay. You can do that. You can do that. Okay. So when it comes to next generation firewalls, whether it is FTD, checkpoint, Palo Alto, Fortinet, this becomes very easy. You don't have to remember the commands. Okay, just check few boxes and your configurations are done. Okay, clear? So this was your IKE version 2. Now next VPN that we'll see is Flex VPN, which is a combination of almost all types of VPN. and purely based on IKEv version 2. Okay. So that we will see tomorrow. Okay. We have time, but we also have enough time to complete it. VPN. So you can, if you have pending practices, you can practice and you can ask the doubts. Yeah, that I forgot. That I forgot to check that peer detection. You should remind me in WhatsApp, then I'll check. Okay. Okay. Online people, any doubt? All good. Okay, then tomorrow we'll go with the Flax VPN. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Have a good day.